Welcome to AFD TV. I am Dr. Sam, here with Vanessa Gregory, nutritionist and health and lifestyle wellness coach. Welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you.
We are here to discuss gluten-free living. Vanessa, can you explain what gluten is?
Gluten is a protein found in wheat, rye, barley, spelt, and sometimes oats.
Great. And why does it impact so many of us negatively when it comes to our health?
Gluten is having an impact greatly right now due to genetically engineered grains and the fact that most grain, wheat mainly, is highly genetically engineered, and the effect of that is now 5 times more gluten per grain. So people who might not have had a problem with gluten or might have had a problem on a very minor level, meaning it wouldn't affect them very negatively, are seeing many more problems now with their body, and specifically autoimmune disorders and so on and so forth, than ever before due to the high content of gluten in our food supply now. So this is why manufacturers are really out there creating gluten-free foods for people.
Great. Should we all avoid gluten?
Well, it's not necessarily that everybody avoid gluten. Certain people certainly need to, those with autoimmune disorders and inflammatory type illnesses, but the biggest research right now is showing that avoiding gluten is good for everybody and would benefit most people, especially in the world of losing weight and calming inflammation in the body. And just recently, some great research has concluded that it really does a number with our brain chemicals. So therefore, it would affect depression and panic disorders and things like that. So,
how can we replace gluten and still eat the foods that we love and are normal to us?
Well, and that's the deal, because 10 years ago it was much harder to do that. And so if you were gluten-free 10 years ago, you really had to create all the foods yourself and really educate yourself and learn how to do that. But now manufacturers are really stepping up to the plate in that way. And so you can go to, of course, your local health food store, but also your mainstream grocery stores now have a plethora of gluten-free choices, from breads, cakes, cookies, crackers, even donuts and waffles, and the list goes on and on. And so you can still have those fun foods, but avoid that inflammatory type protein, gluten. So,
now, how is rice?
Rice does contain gluten, but a completely different glutinous structure than wheat. So rice would be allowed, and it's safe for those who are gluten-free or have a sensitivity to gluten. Yeah. Sure.
And what about quinoa?
Quinoa is my absolute favorite gluten-free grain, because quinoa in itself, and they actually say is the only grain in the world that is a complete protein. So where rice is an incomplete protein, quinoa in itself is complete. So being that protein is such an essential nutrient to the body, it's a great replacement for glutinous grains. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. And thank you for referring quinoa and a few other delicacies for us, and that we actually enjoy it more than what we used to eat.
That's right. And you can, anything that you would normally use, like a wheat type grain, like couscous, for example, you can replace with quinoa. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so.
Well, thank you for watching AFD TV. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us anytime. Have a wonderful week.